What's up, everybody? It's your boy Kyng Pablo, and welcome back to the channel. So we have an update in the Caleb Wilson case, the young man that passed away during the hazing ritual at Southern University. There has been a second arrest made. We have a couple of video clips that we're going to get into, and then I'll come back with my commentary.
Thanks for being here, friends. I'm Elizabeth Val. My partner Greg is on assignment. We start with breaking developments from the WAFB I-team. Over the past 2 hours, a second suspect wanted for the hazing death of Southern student Caleb Wilson has been captured with the help of the Middle Louisiana Fugitive Task Force. Kyle Thurman was taken into custody around 3:30 this afternoon at his home in Port Allen. Our sources say he had a deadline to turn himself in over the weekend, and when he did not show, investigators went looking for him today. Meanwhile, when minutes mattered, arrest documents show fraternity members appear to be in no rush to get help for Southern student Caleb Wilson the night he collapsed after being hit in the chest. Documents show they took time to change his clothes before dropping him off at the hospital. Those details are raising new questions about the timeline of events the night he died. It comes as funeral arrangements have finally been made to remember his young life. Our chief investigator, Chris Nakamoto, is here now with more on what he's learned today. And Chris, it is a lot.
Good evening, Liz. 3 individuals are all facing felony hazing charges. A second suspect, as you just said, Kyle Thurman, is in custody tonight in connection with Wilson's death. The East Baton Rouge Parish Coroner's Office confirmed to WAFB today Wilson's body was released to a funeral home late last week, but tonight the cause and manner of death is still pending further testing. This is exclusive video of 23-year-old Caleb McCrae walking out of the East Baton Rouge Parish Jail late Friday night. It happened hours after Commissioner Keena Kimball set his bond at $100,000. McCrae is charged with the most serious charges tied to the death of Caleb Wilson: criminal hazing and manslaughter, both felonies. Now we've learned frat members from Omega Psi Phi who were gathered at this white warehouse where pledges were taking blows to the chest with boxing gloves appeared to be in no rush to get Wilson medical assistance at the hospital.
Don't have exact timeline that we're ready to release as far as when Caleb first collapsed at this warehouse and then when he arrived at the hospital.
The exact events and how they transpired inside are still murky, but we have a clearer picture of the delay in seeking help for Wilson from arrest documents. Warrants show after Caleb collapsed, the pledges moved to a separate room where leadership attended to Wilson. Wilson was later loaded into a vehicle and transported to BRG Bluebonnet, where he was pronounced dead by medical personnel. It should be noted that Wilson's clothing was changed prior to his arrival at the hospital. It was around 2:40 in the morning when uniformed officers were dispatched to the hospital, where staff advised investigators that males who dropped him off said he collapsed at a Breck Park. That lie unraveled, as the I-team reported last week. They were never at a park for that unsanctioned hazing ritual and were inside this warehouse instead. Sources say once Wilson collapsed inside the warehouse, he never regained consciousness. Clothes were changed and he was driven to the hospital, all while he was unresponsive. Tonight we've learned, in addition to the charges McCrae faces, 2 other individuals are also facing felony criminal hazing charges. And as we said, Thurman was arrested in Port Allen with the help of U.S. Marshal's Office. One other individual, Isaiah Smith, is supposed to turn himself in tomorrow. Smith is the son of Todd Smith, who leased the warehouse where the hazing happened. Southern says all 3 suspects are current students. For the WAFB I-team, I'm Chris Nakamoto. Liz?
All right, just such a tough story all the way around, Chris. Thank you. So funeral arrangements have now been set for Caleb Wilson. Friday, Southern University will have a visitation and a candlelight vigil. Times will be announced a little later. A funeral service will follow Saturday in Kenner at Pilgrim Baptist Church. That will happen at 10 o'clock in the morning. We're following some breaking.
All right, and we're back. So we have our second suspect, Kyle Thurman. He was supposed to turn himself in over the weekend. They had to use the fugitive task force to come to his house on Monday, where he was arrested. They say they changed Mr. Wilson's clothes before they was taken to the hospital. Why did you change his clothes? What was the change in the clothes about? Where did you get the clothes from? Did he bring spare clothes there, or where did you get the change of clothes from? We also heard that the funeral arrangements finally have been made. The coroner did release the body to a local funeral home. As we saw in that clip again, where Mr. McCrary bonded out of jail, the bond was $100,000. They also said that there was no rush to get Mr. Wilson any assistance. None. They said when the incident happened, they moved the pledges into a separate room. The leaders of Omega Psi Phi came in, and I guess they got together and figured out what they were going to do. They said he was unresponsive while being driven to the hospital, and also when he arrived at the hospital. The hospital personnel said that the young men dropped him off and they left. We also heard the third suspect that's going to be charged in this case is Isaiah Smith. He's also the son of the warehouse owner. I said in my last video, I was wondering who owned the warehouse. So we know Mr. Todd Smith owns that warehouse, and Mr. Isaiah Smith is supposed to be turning his stuff in soon. We're going to get into another video clip that I have, and I'll be back with my commentary. All right, I'm sorry, you guys. I thought I had another clip, but that was the one and only clip that I have. My next video will be about Gary Jones. So please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. It's been your boy, Kyng Pablo, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.